Hey, welcome back, guys. Oh, riding and getting fit, or supposed to be, and talking crypto markets today. Excited to be with you, and yeah, let's go talk. What's the scenery change and talk a bit. So this weekend, it's been an interesting one. So you'll probably know on this crypto channel, we've said this has been halftime orange segments. You should have a segment of orange. It's not a red light at all. It's halftime. You should be accumulating the best of the alt majors in this period that relatively overperformed. There's my friendly goat farmer. Wave to him, and here's his goats. Goats! Goats! Look, this one climbing the tree. Some of these have got testicles of great scale, I have to say. There they go. Bouncing with full bags, and that's where you should be. Bags full of your favorite alts. Right now, you should be accumulating throughout this period. And our primary accumulate that we gave you that everyone can accept as a highly liquid major alt was Ethereum. I also mentioned during this period, let's drop the seat, that in actual fact, I was taking a leverage token as well. I'm going to do a roundabout trip today. Go right down a pretty steep one to start. And I'm going to go a different way. Might be a bit windy as we come through the gap here. So yeah, I even mentioned that I was taking ETH tokens that traded in the 300s. In fact, they put a toe under the 300s. Look at that view. Pristine countryscape. Hills, and of course we'll be showing you some sea frontage today. I'm going to go past some sea frontage for you. And ETH Bull, you could have added the 300s, now trading 1600. Let's say you got it mid 300s, 400s. You're a 4x already in this old market. You're a 4x in an old market that's only just beginning on its second half, where it'll end in a blow-off. And to all those that said you had a parabola, you didn't. You had a 2.5 year upside HVF that overperformed, and you've had a 2-month largely falling wedge, which is a macro continuation pattern pullback that so happened to take 55% off Bitcoin, and even bigger percentages, devastating percentages on really shitty shit coins. Quite chunky, close to 60% on Ethereum, but it's still only half time. It's not a bear market. The big run comes now. All the leverage was cleared out. So I'm going to talk from that point with those understandings. On this channel, you were told to accumulate, and Ethereum was one of the most commonly referenced ones. Let's take on this hill and see how we do. It's pretty tall. In fact, I'll stay with seat down. Kind of more fun going down than going up. I treat that as my workout of last resort, making it up that hill. And let me remind you, it's a deeply supported make with the better part of a 625 battery. The 2022 model of this bike is going to have 750. Let's go this way. I want to go past our restaurant where we're hoping to watch the rugby today, so I'll stick my head in there. They weren't answering their phone for a booking. So, talking crypto, while we cruise through the wine fields, there's a lot of people that still think on Twitter that this is some form of a bear trap, that you're getting this rally to crash. I had a lot of guys calling and denying and saying my TA was off. It's a descending triangle on all our falling wedge calls. And I highlighted this to my community and anyone who joined us on non-farm. Actually, this Friday just passed, our live trading day where the non-farm number comes in. I highlighted that it's not a descending triangle, it's a falling wedge, which is far more bullish. And it's a minor nuance to many people, the difference and how and why you draw the things the way we draw. And it's experience of 30 years of trading in the market. Something I don't always say, by the way, because I flippin' hate academia. Most of the sins that are being pushed on us come via the academic control structure, the big universities, the skull and bones universities, Oxford, Cambridge universities, the Yales and the Harvards. And I came from a family that was very academic, and I was very more business and risk orientated. But as a TA person, I have actually passed exams. I'm an MSTA on TA, so I know all of what traditional technical analysis talks about, and I've been doing practical technical analysis for over 30 years. I've also attended courses with Neeson on candlesticks very early in his career. I've attended courses with harmonics. I've attended courses on point and figure from the very best, the man who wrote the definitive guide on point and figure. I've attended programs with Larry Williams, the winner of a number of trading competitions. When I first started to focus on commitment of trader reports on the commodities markets, that's not Bitcoin, the commodity, that's the likes of grains, agris and everything. And I invested immensely in getting other people's opinions that had some basis of respect. I've read up on DeMark, what he does. I was exposed to Heikinashi, cloud-based technical analysis. And I can tell you, if I ain't doing it, it's because it isn't contributing. That doesn't mean mine is the only TA that matters and that I'm some sort of arbiter of what's truth or not. But I can tell you, I throw out things that don't make sense and don't net contribute to the question, what is the trade? What is the trade? Give me some sort of probability bias, some sort of level of entry, some sort of level of stop, and some sort of level of target. And that's what I like about things like point and figure. You get targets. That's what I like about Bollinger Bands. You get volatility based information, the pinch, the asymmetry in risk to rewards. You want asymmetrical situations. And I can tell you, coming back to crypto, that right now is the most asymmetric. And in fact, you're already late for being early, if that makes sense. I've been early for being early, and I've held the line on the fact that you should be accumulating and staying long. And you should be accumulating ETH, and if you've got a risk profile like mine, that you should even consider small amount in ETH bull tokens, providing you know that you're going to need to take off when the pumpermentals are over, because you'll wear it all the way back down if you don't. So that's a trading hodl that will require a close at an expedient point that could do exceedingly well. and it's already done exceedingly well, even if the show stopped right here. So let's see if I can just get a booking here to watch the rugby football. Small matter of the Springboks versus the Lions. So I will pause here while I mutter to somebody, and I'll be coming back to you soon. Great, I'm back. Table is booked. The deed is done. So we're going to go on an interesting ride now. We'll be back off road soon. And I'm going to get some sea view for you as well, amongst all my huffing and puffing. So what I'm saying is, most people, there's some people that still think we're in a bear market, that think this is a bear trap. And that's ideal, because you have disbelief. You have disbelief in what we preach, that is the second half is back. Because those guys are all going to be buying in later on, pumping your bags. And you're going to have big bags like the goats that I was showing you earlier on, by the time they're getting back in. Money on the sidelines, particularly retail, is a good thing. Ethereum, massive overperformance to come. Massive overperformance to come. It's going to take out the high. I think 7.5 to 8 grand is conservative, very conservative. I think 10 to 12 is on the low side, and I think you could run 20, which would be on the high side, but not supreme high. You can also do 25. Okay, possibly on Ethereum. In this surge, for which we finish possibly the year and into the new year. Remember, we say the cycle is extending. That means you remain bullish for longer, but it takes a bit longer to go up the same amount. That's because you're now pumping. I was looking at total 2 just before I took a ride, so I've got my facts at hand. The total 2 chart that I just tweeted out is at 955 billion. So we're pumping a trillion number. It'll be at a trillion, possibly, quite possibly, by the time you watch this. Let's get to the side. So to pump a 1 trillion number on alts, that's total 2. Remember, that excludes Bitcoin. To pump a trillion number requires more incoming money than in 2017, when you were pumping a few hundred billion number. So I'm pretty sure you understand that. But also, those institutions need more time. They're going to work their way in. They're going to increase their exposure. As they make more money, they're going to increase their exposure further. So they're not coming in with their full wedge. The newbie institutions are not coming with their full wedge at the first hit. These are people that have been told that it's pedophile currency, gun runner currency, drug dealer currency. Now, I'm sure the fund managers that are dealing with that are far smarter. Many of them will have been divorce man attendees at the higher level, and certainly I can tell you they know the central bank's direction is towards a digital currency. So let's talk about a few things, interesting things that happened. Ethereum with a proof of work still, the old Ethereum before proof of stake, and Bitcoin was cut out of a bill that was put forward in America. A lot of the regulation is going to come through America. We've got this Geinsler guy, is it Geisler or Geinsler? Typical New York banker, control structure guy of the SEC that Biden appointed, or is told to appoint rather, let me just say. Presidents are selected, not elected. and they told who they will put in which places, and those people pop up and do exactly what they're meant to do according to the agenda. In fact, I've got a really interesting story for you. Let's tell you the story. With my daughter, spending some time, we went scooting about, went to a nice place with a view on the scooters, and there were two guys there having a beer, shirts off, getting some sun, overlooking the view. They got a cliff face holiday home there. One of them has Cypriot family. Chatted to the two guys. One's from Cape Town, South Africa, which I know well. I was born there. And he's working in crypto. He was involved with Vinny, with Civic, which never quite got off the ground. Civic was designed to do, it wasn't promoted properly, was designed to do your basically KYC once and then be a token that you wouldn't have to do it anymore. Once you proved who you are, you would have this permanent proof of identity. And he's involved with Elrond. I know quite a few of you guys have asked me about Elrond. And he's involved with Elrond, and Elrond is involved with central banks on their central banking digital currency that they plan to release. Let me say that again. Elrond is one of those tokens that is engaged, and they're all bought off, guys. The notion that we're going to be free, it's a fool's paradise, actually. In fact, I'm going to turn around. I wanted to take another road. So all these tokens are selling you out. I mean, I've said this about ADA. He's going to do all the things that the control structure wants. I've said plenty about Ethereum. I mean, we're talking about getting into Ethereum and making the money, which I'm there and I'm into. But at the same breath, I've also told you about how they're going to have all your properties listed, and people can force you into selling on the basis of a declared valuation. Force you into selling your own home. What garbage is that? Oh, because to keep people honest, declaring their values for council tax of their home and land. If you understate it, someone can buy it. Bullshit. If I buy something, I don't want ever to be forced into sell it. No one should be given that power to force me out of my home. I'm going to build a home very specifically for me and my needs. And when I don't want to sell it and it's my home, that's my goddamn home. So I've highlighted that crap that came out of one of these Chicago Ashkenazi professors that are deep, like Geinsler profile in the control structure. And Vitalik is going along with all of this. So Vitalik isn't about your freedom. Vitalik's a young kid who's smart at coding and is surrounded by vultures that are telling him what the system needs. And he's complying. And he's just interested in what he can build. And he's building your slave pen for you and his own. So these kind of articles betray their thinking. And eventually they can print up as much central bank digital token and do forced purchases of everybody's home. If everybody has to put a number that they'd be a seller at, these guys create money out of thin air. They can buy all the property in the world and turn even multi-millionaires into it. If you're forced to put a number, imagine you put $1 billion down for your house. A, you're going to pay an absolute ludicrous council tax, because there'll be some percentage of the perceived net worth of your home, which is the model they're going towards. And B, they can print up $1 billion and buy you out. So we think it's worth 1.1. We'll buy it. And you're automatically contracted for seller for having your property listed on blockchain. So fuck having your property listed on blockchain. Make your dream purchases now and avoid the new tech for as long as you can. That's how they get you off. Anyway, all these talks aside, you're undersized and underexposed to the alt market right now, because you haven't realized what I was telling you. You thought he's wrong, he's early. You needed to be accumulating during these sell-offs of Bitcoin. A couple of times it spiked 29k. I was telling everybody, fear is at 10, extreme fear. Not 2 weeks ago. The final dip of the falling wedge. It's a third impulse. It's going to turn and go the other way. You should have been loading up on all your alts when you thought I was the most wrong. By the way, we're always going to be right. Fuck all the ego bullshit. We will be wrong, we will be early, we'll be everything. But we're not bad. Go look at our calls on the macro Bitcoin chart. Many of them sells. Many of the, quite a few get into stable coins. So they're not just longs in a bull market. Plus, most people were bearish. You got Richard Hart saying Bitcoin 10k, 85% parabola. You got a ton of people talking like there's scientific facts that anything's gone up a certain amount has to retrace 85%. Just because you had a dot-com boom once, so it did that. You have charts like Cisco that went up 85%, had 10% pullbacks, and went up another few 100%. If you were sitting around waiting for the 85%, you'd be missing a hell of a lot. Stupid mantras that get repeated until they become 100% guaranteed probabilities truths. Another one is that every gap fills. Not in a useful manner in many instances, and sometimes never. But people repeat it enough, every gap will fill. That doesn't make it tradable. Every parabola. Well, was it a full parabola? My opinion, no. You didn't have your full blow off where you're doing the doolally percentages. I need to trust the handling of the bike more. I sometimes don't, I feel like I don't want to get too much lean angle. Actually, the handling's amazing. Might be a bit blustery here. But right now, you're having the weekend of all weekends on the alts. We were telling people while the total too was in the 600 billions, you need to be accumulating. Ethereum potentially, but also you could have accumulated Solano and Uni and many other projects, even the ones that are doing less well, are rallying. DOT that fell very hard is rallying hard. I don't like the tokens that didn't show some degree of relative strength on the down legs. If they pull back more than the other tokens on the half time, that tells me there's a lot of scared, skittish money in there. I like to see the ones that are accumulated, that come back but they don't lose their shit entirely. And everybody wants to be a bargain buyer. Oh, but Ripple and DOT, they're still much lower and cheaper, let me buy them. No, the first runners are the best runners, always, always. You think you're missing the first fastest bus, and you'll say, oh, I'll hang back for the buggy and carriage that comes half an hour later. At least I'll get it from the beginning. No, run after the fastest bus, catch it at the next stop, and get on the proper fast bus with the air conditioning, the V12, and the 8-litre diesel engine, turbo diesel engine. Don't wait for the goddamn buggy. Buggies are flies and fucking underperformance. Simple as that. Folks don't get it. They don't get it. ETH has smashed out of its blood basement, that 23.6 red fib. It smashed through the orange. It smashed through the first green, and it's on its way to the second green. Woohoo! And it's smashing it. It was 1750 when I was sacrificing to get Pulse Chain. And I thought about this because I said, this is the goddamn bottom. I'm giving ETH away and it's going to be 2x in a short time. I said, you know what, you made money with Hex, it's Hex profits, you're going to get your pulse, it'll be whatever it is, do it. So I took some of my ETH and I sent it over, but at the same time I bought even more bull token to make up for it. Ethereum is about to be strong, and on that point, by the way, there's quite a few people that don't talk what they truly mean. I've been a bit disappointed on YouTube and Twitter how much basic game theory is even going on in communication. Apart from a certain person in Australia that's soliciting money and then trading his own account and blowing himself up, which is a moral brain fart and an integrity collapse. A lot of people are saying Bitcoin to go down, Ethereum to go down, and it's not necessarily what they believe. And they're repeating the message. And their agenda may be, they might want your money in their project. You've got to be careful. Always ask, what does the person I'm listening to want? What does he want out of me? Why is he doing this? Why is he sharing his opinion unpaid? How's he earning? I have no problem with people making money. I like to know where people make their money though, so that I know how the incentives are aligned. It's simple. Everyone should make money who's doing business. If there's someone there that's doing the business and carrying on and having you believe he's making no money, there's a story that hasn't come out. There's a bullshit somewhere in the system. So, in my case, for example, all YouTubers talking on YouTube want to make money in some way or another. All of them, including myself, and I'll tell you what my game is, so that you know it, because I'm good with people knowing it. And those that don't like the fact don't have to like it, but they know the full story. There's no hidden pieces missing. Some YouTubers, they don't have product, they don't have much apart from their content. They make money on adverts from Google. So all these guys that got demonetized, they lost the bulk of the income. Maybe they got a couple of bob from selling a t-shirt and a coffee mug. It's nothing money for me. Back on the road again, nice swim. Time to get moving. Most of this bit will be uphill. Nice pause though, nice pause, nice pause, nice pause. What about this? I need all the power I can get. Yeah, so this is going to be pretty intense climb. So of course we're at sea level. And now we've got to get back up. I think I'm going to go this side. These rocks are intense. It's a narrow little lane, escaping all that rockery. Yep, so we were talking about YouTube, people's goals. Everyone has a reason why they YouTube, including me. I've described mine. Some people manipulate. We just want to talk about what we want to talk about and what we're doing. There's a real opportunity. I would love for YouTube followers to have done quite well, to have done very well. No restrictions. Because the ones that do end up joining us and doing even better. So that's my goal. Kind of blustery here, isn't it? Super rocky as well. The other point that I was making out of all of this is that crypto is not freedom. It was missold to you. People lie. This is but reset snipery. They need all the libertarians in there telling you that it's freedom. I don't know how many of you read Zero Hedge. They posted an article from Apple. Apple, the device company. Got to pay attention, yeah? This is kind of tough. Apple, the device company. You would think you're friends. Well, you'd be wrong. Way. Pedals always bottom out here because it's so rocky. Almost made it. You would think they're your friends. They're not. Apple tried to distance itself, saying it's a premium service it protects after the Snowden revelations. Apple was different to Google and all the others. They're not they're not selling your shit. They're not tracking you. Of course, a big lie. Now they've come up and admitted lock stock. They are tracking everybody to capture pedophiles and pictures of underage children. You notice how they're very happy to use pedophilia always. The control structure to justify taking away your freedoms. Because the mass population hates the idea of pedophilia. It's the worst thing. Of course, they are the biggest pedophiles, the dark state. They are the pedophiles, the politicals, the banksters, the judges, the chiefs of police. They suppress all pedophilia. After Nazi Germany was defeated in the post-war era, yay, Nazism dead. The Antifa pro-communist agenda had a law. Pedophilia was permitted. There was tons of kids without parents from the war. They were all adopted by pedophiles. Post-war, legally in Germany. Who do you think brought in those laws? Wasn't Hitler who was pro-family life and cleaned up Berlin? It was the same Bolsheviks that slaughtered all the Russians and were perverse in their torture and killing of women and children. Now you get told Apple cares. If you want privacy, you are pro-pedophilia. You don't want the pedophiles caught. You see that association? See how they did that? That's one of those things. Did you see how they did that? You know, those little comments. Did you look at what they did? The little sleight of hand? We are going to track and trace everything you do because of pedophiles. If you object, it means you're pro-pedophilia. I'm not pro-pedophilia at all, ever. I want to see pedophilias hanged. In fact, that's all the corporate suite of all the oligarchical companies. It's the government suite, it's the jury, it's all weapons of state. No one's pro-pedophilia. It's all weapons of state. By wanting to keep your privacy, you would be pro-pedophilia, according to Apple. Because they're using the primary reason for invading your privacy. Blockchain is not privacy. Bitcoin is not privacy. It's open source banking. It's internet banking on the web that everyone can search. Well done. That's the fact. Monero should be the main crypto, and they're going. The Euro ECB is already after private wallets. And Fluffy Pony. That's right, as I was saying, Fluffy Pony seems to have been a commercial issue between him and somebody else, and he's been picked up in America for not showing up in court in what is a commercial issue. Very, very strange. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this ride. I don't know what to make of that. I think Monero might come under stress. Privacy should be something we should all herald. And my comment in this whole discussion around Apple is the world is a surveillance-based state. Government wants all your data of everything you do, everything you buy, everything you say, and everything. Not because of gun running, tax evasion, pedophiles. Actually, the majority of people aren't, and they could quite easily capture, if they looked a lot closer to home, a large amount of what goes on of that nature. No, it's for total management of yourself. This is totalitarianism. So what does it come down to? We have a crypto game, maximize it. We've continued to assert that this is accumulate after our COT indicator, and that you have to wait. There was huge volatility. It takes a while to shake out. Therefore, for us, this has been a recommencement of the second half, and the big blow off and the biggest move is still to come. And you can build your wealth, and you can do it at a far faster rate if you understand method, have community, keep level head, watch your money management, only do selective trades, and be patient. The goal is coming for you, and in fact, it's already started. It's already started giving. As I say, throughout this period, we've been saying accumulate Ethereum. We're buying whilst Ethereum was at 1750 on a third impulse and a falling wedge. And now you're seeing that reapproaching the $3,000 mark. So I hope you enjoyed the ride. Thank you for checking in with us on Crypto Sniper. We truly appreciate it. Remember, you can book a call and have a chat. We will be probably closing for TMPs for a while. We've had a good stock of amazing people come on board, and it's good to have some pauses potentially. So there may be a date that will come for that, but in the meantime, the crypto bull is definitely here, and it's strong in my opinion. Could there be pullbacks? Has there already been a strong weekend? It's Saturday evening now. And I'm never quite sure what I get on my files on the GoPro. Sometimes it amazingly just stops in segments, and you have to make it up. So thanks for bearing with us while we try to do something different. But this is an opportunity to accelerate your wealth in reset times. And if you exploit this could be exceedingly fruitful and very useful for the quality of life that you will end up living as a result of all the changes that are coming down the pipe. So to my Reset Sniper friends, my Crypto Sniper friends, and of course Market Sniper friends, if there's any popping on for this, have a great time. Hit us a like and a share. We appreciate it. And thank you for watching, and be part of the bull, and come and get some of those HVF based trades and learn the method of securing your wealth during this period. Patience, leverage only when clear-cut setups are involved, and otherwise moderate orange pot and good blue pot. Build the investment pot and tax down. Those things are very core principles, and wish you all well, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.